All right, we'll give it one more minute. All right, guys. Let's get started here. Welcome to the live session, July 8th. And let's get started. All right, so what are we looking at here on ES? Well, we go to the monthly here. We see, we've been on this long uptrend here. And last month, we put in a hanging man. And this month, we've been kind of flat. Completely flat. You can see this indecision candle is basically, we are exactly where we started. In the 8 days of trading, we are exactly where we started in the month. So we went up, we went down, and we're right here smack in the middle. Okay, choppiness. All right. We go here on our weekly, and we can see we have this like triangle, symmetrical triangle here. Just kind of going inside of that triangle. Right? So this triangle is telling us that, hey, either next week or the week after is a breakout. So this next week or this week after that, it's I think it's gonna be next week, probably for on Wednesday or Thursday, most likely. Okay. But here we have, we can see that choppiness in here on the daily. We can see that choppiness. Now, what we are seeing as a directional wise, the market is showing strength on the RSI, on the squeeze, momentum, stochastics, kind of whatever. But on the price action as well, we can see that we're holding up above this level of 75.09. Okay, and the 20 SMA. So that's showing strength. Okay, and as we look farther into the triangle, we can see that majority of the room above the triangle, or in the triangle, is above that 75.09 level. So that is telling us, hey, most likely it's going to try to break up. Okay, we broke down today. Okay, we almost hit that area of support right here at 74.50. We reversed, got back above that 75.09, and closed the day above. Pretty strong, actually, in the end of the day. At the end of the day, we got that very strong candle and stayed above that 75.09. Okay, so the chop has been real. Okay, but market's kind of signaling that it still wants to go a little higher. Now, is that to say that it's still gonna continue on to more highs after that? I don't know, because we still have bearish divergences on the monthly chart. I still think this is a wave 5 still. It's not confirmed that we have that ABC yet. So, you know, we're in that chop right now. Chop is a killer. I know it. You know, chop sucks. It is definitely chop. Choppy sucks. Okay. So, when that symmetrical triangle here right now, choppiness. Okay, we stay above that 7509. Most likely, we're gonna break that 7600, and then we'll go towards 7670 and 7750 to 7800. Right. That's on the upside possible end of topping out, possibly. Right. Now, if we lose this 7450 to the downside, you know, that's really gonna tell us, okay, we're heading down to test this breakdown here. And if we to come down, break that 7450, and we lose this 7355, then we know we're definitely falling down towards 7140, and I think 7140 would be a good level. 7140, maybe 7,000, but I think 7140 would be that level. Would break down maybe a little bit more, and then turn. Okay. Now I'll show you guys all why I'm thinking this, in other stocks as well. Okay, so right now we're in this consolidation, and I think we stay inside of this area on ES and SPY. Okay, so we're gonna stay in this zone area for at least until next week. This zone area, most likely above the 20 SMA. So about 7,500. We're going to stay above that area, most likely. So if we get below it, probably a good idea. Buy the dip, get see any comeback above. Okay, and if we get near the 7580 area, most likely going to get puts for it to come back down, because we're going to just be chopping in this general area. So if we see it, this is that area that we're most likely going to be chopping in. Okay. So this is going to be the general area we're going to be chopping in. This is going to be your mid-level, 75.35. So this is going to be your mid-level line, 75.35. Okay. All right. So today we had that double bottom pushed up. Okay, now we're trying to break that 75.35. If we do break that 75.35, then we could expect ES to go 75.60 and 75.85, 75.82. Okay, and expect chop in between that. Shouldn't be too much flow. Follow. I mean, it should flow at least here and here, but I don't think it will get past 7,600. Not this week. So this is what we're seeing. Choppiness. We're down, down, down these past 2 days. Okay, 2 days before that, we were up. Okay, so now looks like we're going to be up tomorrow. If we're past that 75.35, we're going to be up tomorrow. And possibly Friday as well. And then maybe down Monday. And set up for next week, whether it be Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. It's probably going to be around Wednesday, I think, midweek, because we got PPI and CPI numbers next week. So that's what we're seeing on ES. So still chop, but favored to the upside. So chop, favored to the upside. Okay. See, on the 30-minute, we have RSI holding very good on the 50. Okay, setting up after hours. There's a setting up a little bull flag there. So W pattern. And then now little cup handle setup. Push it towards that 75.61. Yeah, most likely that's what our initial idea is right here. Especially if we're above that 75.35, then we'll be going to 75.61 and 75.80 area right there. All right. So if you want to play SPX, there you go. Have those levels there for you. Okay, on ES. And the RSI. That was a nice bullish divergence here. Nice bullish divergence here on that double bottom. And RSI above 50. You know, that's telling us, okay, it's going to go higher. Market wants to go higher. You know, unless this rejects 75.35 and we get back underneath this downtrend, then we revisit 75.09 and figure out if this bull flag is setting up to break out, or we visit down to 74.76 again for a triple bottom and then bounce again. But looking at how the RSI set up, it's telling me that it wants to go higher. It wants to go higher. Right? At least in our range. I'm not saying that we're going to break 7,600. I'm saying that we're going to go higher in this range into 75.60, 75.80 levels. All right? Okay. So that's what I'm looking at on ES. Now, to switch up and go to NASDAQ really quick, just so I could show you the differences. Okay, NASDAQ has a little different. It's right on that channel, or on the trend line. Okay, it lost it today and it got back. Okay, and it's barely holding on. Okay, and it's the same thing with its 50 SMA. So this is an ascending triangle build. So that ascending triangle is right at the lower end. So this is another reason why I'm anticipating SPY and QQQ, NASDAQ, ES to move up tomorrow. So I think NASDAQ's going to move up to 29,800, 850 at least. 29,850 at least. Okay, it's going to hold this 50 SMA, and I think it's going to move up to 29,850. Okay, at least. Okay, and see. As you can see, it's a lot weaker. It's a lot weaker than ES. Okay, we're still in this downtrend, essentially. We're still in this downtrend, but I think it will break out of that, especially if SPY is gonna, or ES is gonna break out of that downtrend as well. So we can see here that bullish divergence as well. That bullish divergence right here, right when we made those lows, we had that bullish divergence. We're above that 50 here, and essentially trending up here. Trending up here. So $29,700. I'm just targeting 29,850. $29,850 is what I'm targeting there. So that's what I think on ES and SPY. I mean ES and NASDAQ. You know, considering that NASDAQ is right on the trend line here, barely holding on. Okay, we had that breakdown here, but we got saved. So the only thing is that since we got saved here today on this breakdown, then this one should be pushing up towards that 29,850. 875. So that's where I'm thinking that we go. ES, I think that we go on I'm thinking that we go to that 75.60, 75.80. Okay. So those are the areas that I think for this week we're going higher on the markets overall this week. Okay, on SPY, QQQ, NASDAQ, ES. And we're still in the chop. Don't get me wrong, we're still in chop, but we got next 2 days direction, maybe even next day direction only, but I feel like it's going to be the next 2 day direction is going to be up. You know, that's kind of what the consensus has been. Up 2 days, down 2 days, up. So we go either up, a big up day tomorrow, and then a big down day Friday. But either way, tomorrow we're gonna be an up day. I'm feeling an up day tomorrow. If I'm wrong, then we go 75, then we bounce there, and then we have an up day Friday. But I'm thinking that we have an up day Friday, considering that we're looking at that hourly pretty solidly. I think that we go higher. All right. That's what I see on SPY and NASDAQ and ES. Let's go SPY. All right, so SPY have a kind of different pattern. We have a descending triangle here, okay, where we have support at 772250. We have resistance on this sloping resistance line here, right at this 750 level. Okay, we gapped down and sold off to our 50 and 20 SMA, and we held it, reversed it, came back to the gap fill and closed right at it. All right. So same concept here. We have that downtrend. So SPY should be heading towards 748. And $749.20, $749.30. Might even hit 750, but again, there's that. That's where that resistance is. That downtrend resistance. So I'd be cautious there. Don't know if we're gonna break out of that or not this week. I would think maybe not, but we'll see. I still think next week is a breakout, but you know we'll see. We'll see if that holds it or not. If it holds or not, because we had that test here, 752, and we rejected. Okay, came back to the 50 and 20, held it. Okay, might come test that again, and we'll see if that breaks it through or not. And then, but that's what we're targeting for tomorrow, at least. Targeting that 748, 749 area right there. Okay, our side looks good. Bullish divergence. Our side is above 50. All that's good. We're above that downtrend here. Okay, that's what we're looking at. 748, 749. All right, and this is where that chop's been. Okay. So every time we get to this level, this 750 area, $751 area, we get hard sell off. So we hit here, sold off. After hours ran up. Okay, then we sold off again. Okay, so you can tell this is chop because here we made low, then we made highs, then we made lower lows. So again, here we could come back to maybe even those same levels there, and then sell off again. We'll see, but at least we know tomorrow we're going higher. You play that, you can play that. All right, as we see here, we got downtrend here to the 722. Okay, sloping down to the 722 again. Okay, sloping down. Okay, we might come here and you know what I'm my idea, right? So here's a bearish divergence here, and then this drop down right here. Now, my idea is that we come back down to 722. Now that idea doesn't work with the daily. The daily's not saying that that's going to happen. So this whole pattern is saying it wants to break out soon out of this pattern. But if we rally tomorrow to 748, 749, and we reject this level, this downtrend level, and we hold that to Friday and we still reject, okay, and then we start to turn down, then you know, this is going to be a pretty easy to identify head and shoulders pattern. So just do that neckline in red. So So this neckline will be right here. So we'll have one shoulder here. That's going to be the left shoulder. Then we'll have the head here. And then here we'll be building the right shoulder. So we break here. We go to 748, 749, reject them, and come back down to the 740 again. And we lose that 740. Then we'll be coming down to that 730. 730. 720. 727 and 730 would be the target for this head and shoulders pattern. And, you know, we are making this bearish divergence here. So I would just heed caution still. Okay. We're not out of the woods yet. I know things look good sometimes. And, you know, it's just how chop works. Unfortunately. Chop works in a sense that, you know, things are looking good. You go one direction and then boom, you know, it smacks you down to the other direction. So even though it looks good, like it wants to break up and rip up to all-time highs, you know, I would still be cautious and be hedged up, because, or don't trade. Wait until it's all done. Okay, wait till it's all done, and then trade some. But right now, there's that possibility on the 4 hour, that one shoulder, the head, and then here making that right shoulder to this target to 748, 749, and then reject here. Okay, and then break down, and then we could go 730, 727. All right. So that's what I'm seeing all around, and so up tomorrow, no matter what I think it's going to be up tomorrow, and then from there, we're going to see if we hold that or reject that. We reject that, then this head and shoulders still is in play, and then that could bring it back down, and then that could tell us that, okay, if that happens, if that head and shoulders happens here, and it brings us back down, then boom, this triangle pattern is valid, and we're gonna hit it. We already hit it twice. Okay, it doesn't even have to be that low. We could even hit it. We could even hit it right here, 725. So between these levels of 722 and 725, this is the base of the triangle. Okay, this is the resistance of the triangle. So if we hit that head and shoulders pattern here, we drop it, come back down to 730. 730, 727, maybe 725, hit that again, then we know this is going to be buy area in this zone. This zone is going to be buy area, right? So we bounce here and then come back and then continue to build that pattern. All right. So that's what we're essentially looking at. That's what I'm essentially thinking about on SPY, and we'll go into the Qs right here. All right, for the Qs. Okay. The Qs here, we could see we had that symmetrical triangle. Very choppy. We got outside of it. We got outside of it yesterday. It came back and saved itself. Today, we got outside of it, came back, and we stopped right at the 50. Okay, stopped right at the 50 line. So it needs to get back above it. So if SPY's going to go up tomorrow, that means QQQ, we're going to get back above this here. Okay. So that you could see again, SPY and QQQ, totally different. Totally different. SPY is stronger. QQQ is weaker. Okay. So go with 4 hour. We can see here that downtrend here. We're rejecting it right at the downtrend and the uptrend. But again, if SPY's going to push QQQ most likely going to push up. If it doesn't, I'd be very surprised if this rejects and falls back down and takes back everything that we did today. Because again, NASDAQ, I see that NASDAQ is right at that 50. It held yesterday or held today, and it's looking like it wants to push into tomorrow. So where would we go here? We'd go here, 718, 719 area. Okay, and then from there, or 716, 718 area. Okay, and then 720 possible. Well, I would say 716, 718 area here. Okay. So, you know, if we look at it a little bit, then we could see that it's almost putting in a little inverse head and shoulders. So we could easily reject that right now, pull it back some, and then come back and by the open have an inverse head and shoulders on the 1 hour, and that would push it up to 716, 718, 719. So that's what we're looking at on ES and SPY. If we do reject for whatever reason, QQQ just doesn't want to participate and it rejects, you know, then 696 comes. 696 comes. I don't think it's gonna happen, but 696 comes, and then it'll be on its way to 683. 683 is what our main target was. This green area, that was our main target there. That's 680, 82.93, and that was gap fill right here. 682.77. So let's just change that. 682.77. Okay. All right, but again, this is most likely probably going to gap up overnight because we're going to gap over that 50 SMA. Gap over that 50 and that's 718.90. So 718.50 is that gap fill. So we might gap over that and go to 718.50. So 718.50 is going to be that gap fill. So let's just change that. 718.50. I'm going to do gap fill. All right. So that's going to be our target right here. 718.50. So we break through over that 50 SMA, we should run it to 718.50. So that's going to be our target for tomorrow. Target for tomorrow, 718.50. Okay, we gap over that 50 SMA, we go 718.50. Okay, then we see right there, do we resist at that 718.50? Do we reject and set up to drop it back down, or do we hold it up and get back into this pattern? And this pattern's almost done as well. So this one next week should be firing as well. So here, if we failed to drop it down, we get back inside here. Okay, we hold up in here, then most likely it's going to try to fire up. Okay, because just like any pattern, once it fails to break up, then it's gonna break down. If it fails to break down, it's gonna try to break up again. So this one try to break out. Okay, and then try to break down. Now, if we get back inside here, it's gonna try to break up. Okay. So that's the deal with SPY, QQQ, ES, NASDAQ. So we got the idea for tomorrow. We'll see. Okay. We'll see how that all plays out. But at least I know SPY wants to go up tomorrow, and QQQ, it's looking like the same. SPY going down tomorrow, maybe. Yeah, I don't see how that. I don't see how that. Unless it rejects this and comes back below 745. Revisit 740 again. Yeah, cool. It could do that, but most likely, as long as it's above 50, as long as it's above this level 745, as long as it's above this downtrend, then most likely it's gonna go 748, 749. Make that right shoulder on the 4 hour and 1 hour. Make that right shoulder, and then potentially we could go down. Okay. Now, if Q's is really weak and pulling it back down, then yeah, it's gonna have an effect on it. But right now, holding the 50 and the 20 SMA should bounce a little and then maybe come back down. If we reject that again, this downtrend, then most likely we are coming back down, and this is where we're heading. But overall, I think there's good argument that we go up to 748, 749 tomorrow. But again, this market's choppy. So news could come out tomorrow and boom, it could pop it, and then news comes out and just drop it. So I'm not putting anything past this choppy market. I'm just telling you what I see. All right. All right, IWM. All right, IWM, we said that rising wedge was here last week. Okay, and it fired down. Fired down. Fired down, and then here is that area of distribution here. Okay, we got lower here, right below the 20 SMA, but it bounced off the 50, and it's putting in a reversal candle here. But if you can't get past 295.38, then this one is just gonna continue to drop off. Continue to drop off. We see that we had that bearish divergence and it broke, and now we're back down. See, this is the type of stuff that you don't really like to see. You see a bearish divergence, you see it break that divergence, you see it back test it and confirm it, and then you see it just completely die off. This is really shitty price action, and it's really crappy because the divergence broken. We made new highs, but then it's still weak overall, and it's dying down. So there's no point in all of this except confusion, right? I mean, I'm not trading IWM right now, but it's just when I see stuff like that, I don't like it. Okay. So we have that rising wedge. Okay. We have that indecision candle. Okay. This week, we're potentially putting in the confirmation of the reversal. So we should go down. We should go down on IWM if we do not get back 295.40. So if we get back inside here, then guess what? It's just choppiness going sideways, and we're just gonna have to wait it out. Okay. Looking at the 4-hour chart, looks like a bear flag, so it looks like it wants to go even lower. So that's a good sign for direction. That's a good sign for direction on IWM. It looks just like a bear flag, so that's fine. That's fine there. So can I get back above this 295.40? If it rejects that, then boom, this comes back down. We go 290, and then we go to 287.50. 287.50 and 286. All right. It's choppy, but it is really choppy. Divergence on the weekly, not looking the best. The monthly, though, monthly not looking bad, but I think that, you know, we could definitely come back to 288. 282 to 288 and then 282 on the monthly pullback. Maybe 280. See where that 280 is at. Okay, 280's there. Okay, 285, 280. Possible buy area over there. Okay. All right, DIA. All right. DIA has this channel. This channel looks like it's been working well. Okay, channel working well. A lot of consolidation, pop, consolidation, pop, consolidation, pop. So it looks like it's going to consolidate as well again. So what do we have here? We have a hanging man and a bearish engulfing. Okay. Then we have here, we got stuck right on this line. All right, but this line, as long as you don't get back above this line here, then this one should stay below or come back to the 20 SMA and chop around here. And as long as this channel's still in place, then the channel's still good. But so far, you know, didn't like the top here, comes back, maybe chop around here, then hit, maybe try again to go higher. But yeah, a lot of chop on the diamonds, IWM and the diamonds. All right. All right, let's get into some stocks. Okay, iron. Whew. Okay. All right, iron. What are we looking at here? Well, on a monthly standpoint, we can see that iron is in a consolidation zone galore. So we have a flag, but it's in this giant consolidation zone here. Giant consolidation zone. Okay. What is a positive that we see here? Well, iron is forming a bullish harami on the weekly. So we have a inside week from last week. Okay, of course, we got 2 more days. We'll see where this goes. But if it stays in this area, then it's going to be a bullish harami inside week. And if that happens, then we're going to have to, next week, have to push it higher than 45. We got to close higher next week than 45 if we stay under 45 this week. And here on the daily, we're just going sideways. Okay. But you don't want to break 40 on the downside. And if you do break 45 here, then you're just going to want to break that. Whatever high that you make this week, you're going to want to make higher next week in order for it to confirm that reversal. But this could set up for a reversal this week. It already is trying to set up that reversal on the weekly. Here we got a W pattern. We got W pattern here. Okay, so target this week is a 44.92 or 44.97 actually. So that's the W target. And then for the other target, we're going to be looking at 49.50 to 50. So 49.50 to 50 is the complete W target. So it'll be 49.50 to 50. So our size above 50. Okay, this looks good. Looks like it bottomed today, and on that double bottom, okay, W pattern target, 44.97. Okay, above that we go 46.50, then 49.50 and 50. Okay, that's iron. Okay, CoreWeave. CoreWeave has this declining channel or downtrending channel. Okay, it was right on. It lost it yesterday. Today got back, and you still got to break this level. What's that? 90.26. So you still got to break 90.26. Okay. So you got to break 90.26. Then you got to get 94.77. You got to get back inside that. That's the big level right there, 94.77. You got to get back inside of it. Had a good day today. Volume was okay. It was only 79%. Had a reversal, confirmation. Okay, but we still need to break that high. Okay, little W. Little double bottom. Okay, little W here. All right. Okay, need to break that 90.26. Break that 90.26. You'll go to 94.77. You get it up inside of that. Okay, get it inside of that. Then you can make your move a little higher to 100. All right, that's what it's looking like. Okay, on the hourly, we can say we had a bull flag fired up. Now we have another bull flag. Okay, that bull flag should fire it to 94.77. So looks like it's trying. Okay, looks like it's gonna try. All right, there's your channel. Okay, you should be heading to 94.77. All right. Okay. DE. Well, we've been seeing a lot of this crap action. You know, it's just not on DE. It's been on a lot of stocks, several stocks, where we'll get a nice breakout. You get a nice breakout, when I get a nice setup, and then it shits the bed. Okay. And then decides it wants to come back up. We've seen it with Tesla this week. We've seen it with quite a few stocks. You know, the list goes on and goes on and on. We've seen it with a lot of action. Here, this 593 is a strong level. You know, this here, previous resistance all the way through. A strong level. Okay, we need to hold that, get back above 613, and we could be good. Okay, this is not broken trend. Okay, so you know we made highs, and this could be a higher low. Okay, so it's not broken trend yet. Okay, so it's still possibly good. It's choppiness. We were flowing just right. Okay, in here, and you know, we had trouble breaking out quite a few times here, and then boom, here we are. RSI is right at 50, so we need to bounce it there. We need to bounce it here. We're above our moving averages here. We need to get back above that 713 or 613.38. Okay, if we get back above there, then we're completely fine again. Okay, in this market of chop, I've seen you know. What is the definition of a choppy market? Definition of choppy market is price action that completely chops you out and then goes your way, and that's just how it is. So if this is gonna chop us out, and then you know by Friday it's gonna be back up here, or broken out, you know we don't want to do that. So holding for now. It's a nasty break, but it's holding where it needs to hold. Okay. If it pops back up, you know, it's going to be like this never happened. You know, kind of like Tesla, you know, did that. And a few other stocks. So, we lose this, and definitely if we lose the 587, then, you know, definitely just get out of it. Get rid of it. Don't look at it. But 593 is a good, strong level. Should hold and come back. Now, overall, we could see That level is very strong. Okay, here on the weekly, we can see it's a bull flag setting up, at least on the weekly bull flag. RSI above 50, squeeze looking good to the upside. All this looks good overall on the weekly, right? Daily looks bad for that break, right? For that break. Either way you cut it, looks bad. Looks bad. Okay. Now, if we assume that this is a bottom, okay, that's a bottom, and we draw a channel here, and we say this is a channel, and this is a channel, then we'd be in the bottom of a channel, okay? And this is actually what I think is going to happen. I think this is what we're doing, what we're happening, because it only makes sense because I thought we were just trending up, essentially trying to break all-time highs. But if this channel is what's having issues here, then this perfectly makes sense. We hit the top of the channel, try to break, but the channel's right there. We failed, come back down, make room, so that when we do make room, this next day, next 2 days, then we come back up, and then we have room for our targets on the upside, not disrespecting the channel for next week. Okay, so this is what I think is essentially going to happen. But again, we lose this level here, 587. Just get out of it. Don't look at it, because the channel's lost, the 593 is lost, and the DE is lost. But I do think right here is a good spot to get, to buy, to add, whatever you want. I think that channel holds. I think this is the bullish channel that it didn't have before. Now it does have. And I think it holds. All right. Okay. All right, now. Okay, now. All right, now, so now likes this little area of 90 area, huh? This 90 area. I told you not to touch it over here. Then we got in it. We made some money on it, got out of it. Now it's back at that 90 area. Now it's right here, holding tight. Now, what are we looking at? Well, a couple things. We do have a little uptrend. I'll give you that. But I don't like this action here. This is a shooting star. We gapped up, made an indecision candle, then we gapped down. Okay. This is, kind of exactly what this is. This is here. Okay. This one's a little bit more dramatic. We had a big gap up with a bigger gap down, and then we dropped off. But same idea. Okay. Uptrend, gap up, gap down. So I'd be cautious with this. This is looking like it's so close to this zone here area. I could just come back and test that 100 again and then be good, but I don't like the shooting stars. Got out of it over here because of that. Don't think I like it here because of that either. Okay. It's not a big trend. It's not a huge trend, but it's enough. Okay. It's at resistance. Okay. It's at a good resistance. This one was at a good resistance as well. Let's see. $722. All right, so this makes a lot more sense here. So this here's a lot of chop. Okay, some chop here, some chop here. Now you're going to get some chop here. All right, so you're going to get some chop here in this general area between 100 and 111. So you almost made it out. Almost. But then it said, shooting star. So shooting star, chopping around in this zone. And it makes sense. Choppy market, you know. So I'd be cautious with now. I'd be cautious with now unless we're above 111.60 and holding. I think you're going to chop around in this general area. Maybe even pull back some. Let's see what we're looking at on the lower time frame. Okay. So here is a pyramid. Don't like that. Don't like that price action. Okay. Again, I don't like it below 1160, 111.60. This is a bear flag essentially. So if it breaks down 104.85, then 100 is going to test. And I would probably be a buyer. I'd be a buyer between 90 and 100. I'd be a buyer 90 and 100. So 90 and 100. So if it comes back and tests at 100, then okay, I'd be interested. But in this general area between 100 and 111, I can't say I'm interested. So be cautious on that. Be cautious. If it comes down here and holds these, you know, maybe gap fills right here at this 99.79. Maybe. I don't know. But all I know is I don't like the shooting star. I don't like the potential bear flag. You lose 104.85, then we go to 100. Okay. Yeah, our size rejected on 50 on the hourly as well. Not really loving that one. Okay. All right, Microsoft. All right, Microsoft. Microsoft still double bottom on the weekly. Okay. We had, 3 days of chop? That's okay. So we're trending up. We're in this channel. Okay, move that channel now. Now we're in this area. We're past the 20 SMA, and we're holding above the 20 SMA. That in itself is good. Okay? That in itself is good. All right? So, let's see. We haven't been past our 20 SMA for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. 5 weeks. So, broke above our 20 SMA. Held it. Tried to break out. Didn't do it. Held the 20 SMA again. Okay. So, what is the what is our next move? That's what you're asking me. What our next move is? Well, you know, patience. It's gonna go. Don't think Microsoft comes back down and what? There's no this little gap fill right here. 374.15 is cents. It's like cents. I don't think that even matters. That gap fill doesn't matter. It's only like 20 cents apart from here. Not even considered a gap fill. Now, what the issue is, I think, on Microsoft right now, Microsoft's hitting the 50 on the RSI, and it's having trouble. It's having trouble. Remember, the 50 on the RSI is a big deal. It's a big deal. That's all I look at. I don't look at the 70, 30, whatever. I only look at the 50. Only the 50 line is important to me on the RSI. Okay. Okay, you're above the 50, very bullish. Okay, every time hits that, boom, boom. Okay, now rejects the 50, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Okay. So now here, are we rejecting the 50? Maybe rejecting the 50, or we're just setting up a bull flag. Okay, that will take out the 50. Okay, because the 50 isn't that easy to be taken out. Got it. Okay, we're still above the 20 SMA. We're still trending up. Okay, we have the same lows, right? Okay, let's see here. We're in this sideways consolidation here. Sideways consolidation zone here. Okay. Sideways consolidation. Not really looking, it's just looking like sideways chop here. Okay, we're not losing 383, we're holding it. Okay, RSI on the 4 hour should get back above that 50. Don't like it below that 50. Okay. Go to the hourly. Hourly here. So we tested that 392 twice, right? Yesterday we were at 395. Okay, now we come back. Okay, now what is this telling us? It's telling us, okay, we didn't have enough people to get us through this area. Okay, we didn't have enough people to get us through this area. Now, why does that matter? Well, because right here, that we already got over the 20 SMA. The next is the 100 SMA. Okay, but that is correlated with a big resistance line on 402.88 and 405.31, which is a 50 SMA. So there's 3 levels of resistance here. So instead of Microsoft just going towards that area and then we're getting rejected hard completely, I think it's building here so that it could have a nice big push in this area. Nice big push in this area. And if we do get rejected here, then we come back to 392, hold that, or even 380, 383, whatever, which one it is. Hold it. We know this area is good. And then turn and then finally push through. Finally push through. Because this area right here is a hard area. Definitely a hard area. Any reason why we should be rejecting here at 392? No, not really. This isn't a hard area. It's not a hard area. 383 is a good area of support. We can see here, this area was support. This area was support. So 383, strong area of support. 392, let's see, extend to the left. We got some here. but not really. 392, not really. Okay, not really. So is it a little choppy area? Possibly. But anything to be concerned about? I don't think so. As for the inverse head and shoulders, I don't think it's there yet. So here's the left shoulder. Okay, this is the head here. Okay, we still need to get to 402 for the inverse head and shoulders. 4-hour chart. Four-hour chart, not inverse head and shoulders because the shoulder's higher. It's at 400. This one at 392, not there yet. Could be a little cup and handle. Sure, that could work. But inverse head and shoulders, no, not yet. But once this gets there, set up, we'll be fine. Overall, Microsoft, it's fine. It's just not getting there as fast as you want it to get. That's fine. Okay. Does it mean it's gonna die? No. You know, just because it's been a little choppy. You know, it went to 392 Friday, then Monday came back to 381, and then yesterday went to 395, then today back to 381. Okay, tomorrow we could be back at we could be up above 396. Okay, it's choppy right now, not a big deal. We're above the 20 SMA. That's what matters. Okay, let it breathe. All right. Let's see, I forgot that. There. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, I don't see no. You talking about this inverse head and shoulders here? This one? I mean, that's really ugly. Really ugly. Really ugly, but if you could force, it's like a forced one. It's a forced inverse head and shoulders, but either way, that's on a weekly. That's on a weekly chart. The daily still doesn't look so good. All right. All right, SNDK. All right, SNDK. All right, so SanDisk. You know, we called the top here, and then we called the top here, and then it just kept going. So we just left it alone, and it finally topped here. You know, we were right, but it was just too early, and this one was not forgiving for being early. Okay. Okay. Descending. Bearish divergence. We got one shoulder here. We got a head here. Okay, and we're hitting the same neckline here. And now this is bouncing for a potential right shoulder. Okay, this right shoulder here that's bouncing here. This is so this gap filled here. That's good, but I think this goes here at 1821, and most likely 1880. So 1880, I think 1880 to 1940, that general area. I know it's a big area, but this is an expensive stock. This area here between these two, between these two areas, I think this is where the shoulder rejects. Okay, because it rejects either 1880 or it rejects at the 20 SMA, which is right there, the 1940 area. So rejects there, makes the right shoulder. Between this general zone is right shoulder. So it's a big zone, but it's not that big on the chart. It's a big show. It's big in price. It's not big in the chart though. Okay. So once this gets in this zone, okay, that should be the right shoulder. Now, am I telling you once it gets in that zone, buy puts, get puts? No, I'm telling you this is the zone that it should be forming that right shoulder. So once you see rejection and then you see it turning, then I would get puts, because getting in too early has already cost us too much. But the setup is good. All time frames look good for a drop. And where the target's at. Okay, so the neckline is right here, 1523. All right, so let's take that and then type that neckline in. Okay. So that's the neckline. And the target is 1218. And potentially 1,000. But 1218, 1220 is going to be, it's going to be between 1220 and 1270. Okay, so that's that zone. So basically 1185 to 1270 is going to be the target, and then 1055 to 984 is going to be the second target. Okay, but I think this one holds up pretty well, but we'll see. But I say when it hits this area, it's going to be right shoulder. So you got the left shoulder, you got the head, then you bounce to the right shoulder, and then you come down. You're going to hit this area, potentially. Okay, this area for sure, this one possible. Okay, depends on how strong it is. All right, so that's what we got for scan disc. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's scan this, and MU has kind of the same thing on it. So just go over MU real quick because it's the same thing. Okay, MU, left shoulder. Okay, this is the neckline. This is the head. Okay, and then right shoulder, right at the 20 SMA as well. 10,000. Not 10,000. 1,046. So here hasn't gap filled yet. So this one should pop up. Maybe gap fill, maybe a little bit more, and then start to reject. And then this one, when it breaks that 870 area, then we could go 756 and 621. Most likely major target is going to be 700. All right. So same price action. Okay. All right. Tesla. Tesla, what a wild ride Tesla just likes to give, you know? We're in that descending triangle, try to break up, failed, try to break down, failed, broke out, then failed, broke back out, then failed. Okay. Tesla just not liking the trend. Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay. All right. All right, so 390 area is good area of support. 380 is a good area of support here. Okay. 414, 415 area, good area of resistance. 420, good areas of resistance. All right, in between, if it actually flows. So between 390 and 415, it actually flows. We have trends. Trend up, trend down, trend up, trend down, trend up, trend down, trend up, trend down. Okay. Looks like we're getting ready to trend up. Okay, so let's go back up to 414. We're holding that 390, holding it well. The pattern here has been, as long as we hold that 390, we should trend back up to 415. All right, let's see here. Okay, the bottom, okay. We got, say, like a little triple bottom here. Could say, okay, as long as Tesla holds that 390 level, we should start making our move back to 414, 415, and a little bit more. All right. That's what we're looking like. That's what we're looking like for this week. Massive choppiness. Okay. Maybe for 18. That would be great. All right. Oracle. I mean, Oracle doesn't look like it's too bad. I mean, to go lower, I think it's went to where it wants to be the lowest. Yeah. Even though there is a Head and Shoulders. There's that shoulder, there's that head, there's the other shoulder. Okay, then this would need to fire down, and if that fires down, you're going to 100. So you're losing another $40 and going to 100. So I don't think it's gonna do it. Is there a possibility that it can? Yes, but will it? If this says building that bullish divergence here, we'll see. But I still think either way, it's in this chop zone between 135 and 156. We're below the weekly 200, which is 146.40. 146.40. So I don't see anything on the daily so far. Okay. Got a bullish divergence on Oracle 4-hour chart starting here. Okay, so that's a positive. That's a positive that it's going down. This is going up. This needs to get above that 50 though. And this one needs to get above 146.40. So 146.40, let's tie that in. That's right at this resistance as well. So once you get past that breakdown, this one should make a move. So if you want to get in right now, it's a little early, but I would put an alert here. Say Oracle bullish. And there you go. Once he crosses over there, then you can make a move to 156 and more. But until then, you're going to chop around in here. SPY, I did. Hopefully I did enough on SPY that you guys got it figured out. Walmart. Okay, Walmart. Bearish divergence. 20 SMA is at 106.76. All right, Walmart. Walmart here. We got consolidation zone here. Okay, you lost it, got back in it. You still have the 20 crossing over the 200. You have the 50 crossing over the 100. You have a slight divergence here on the RSI. But you're still in the downtrend. You're making lower lows. You have resistance here on the downtrend here. And then you're gonna have this 20 SMA get closer and then act as resistance here. I don't see this as a positive. I think it goes down. I mean, it might bounce because of that divergence, but it might just pop because, you know, it can't go any lower, so it's gonna pop up and then set up to go even lower. But I would say 105 is a good area of support. 110 is decent, but 105 is a lot better. Let's see, 4 hour here. Okay, 4 hour chart does look like it's gonna try to attempt to break out, but you know, I don't see anything major bullish around here. See major bullish. Let me see here. 4 hour. You might get an attempt to break out. But then I think it might drop back inside. As for longer term, the only thing I would say is, okay, you're right next to this 20 SMA. That's why you're getting that bounce. That's why you're getting some love here. But overall, price action, the bearish divergence, you know, I think you're going to get rejected here at 114.65, which is a 50 SMA. I think you get rejected there. You don't have a bullish divergence on the weekly, and that would be beautiful if you did, because then I would say, yeah, this is a good time to buy. You'll get back above 117, and once you're back above 117.25, you'll be good to go. But here, now this probably bounces. You reject 114.65, and then you continue down to 105. So maybe you get a push, but I think I don't think you get 17. Get over 17. You got your 200 SMA right there, and you have your 20 SMA coming down. Yeah, I would Walmart is I would just let it work by itself, see what it does. Right now, I wouldn't touch it. Top, double top, triple top. A lot of tops on AMD, huh? Just won't go down. Just won't go down. Here, let's clear all this out. And let's take a clear look at it. Well, monthly chart is telling us that we are topped out for the month at least. So don't think we break any highs. That's for sure. So breaking any highs this month? No, not at all. Okay, we got an inside month. Okay, that's not good. We should pull back on A and B. Weekly. I mean, it's pretty evident. You're not getting past this. You're not getting past 562.97. Not getting past that. Not getting past that. And support is 466. So, what do you do with that information? Well, now you're in a box. And the box says this was the top. Try to break out. Nope. So what is it going to do? It's going to come try to break down. Maybe you try to test it again, but no, I don't think you're not going to get high like that. 20 SMA acting as resistance. So what do? We have a mid-level. Boom, right here. Here's our mid-level. Got resistance here at 522.83. Resistance, okay, resistance, support, resistance, support. Okay, resistance, resistance. All right, so more than likely, we go down to where? 466 to 473. Okay, and that's all we gotta do. That's it. So above 523, we have potential to go to 551. Below 523, we have potential to go to 470, 466. All right, that's it. Okay. All right, MBIS. All right, MBIS had a good day today, but this 196 level is its last support. So it needed to hold this. Now, here, between 196 and 234 is your chop area. Okay, you can see how choppy it is in this area. Choppy, 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 choppy. Okay, this is going to be choppy. Okay, so you're hitting their 50 SMA right now. You need to get above 234 to be bullish. Otherwise, that's hard resistance. So we got hard resistance at 234, last support at 196. Okay, so dude, just because it had a good day today doesn't mean essentially that, you know, it's ready to rock and roll and take off. You would need to get above 234. Get above 234 and hold. That says a lot. Okay. Otherwise, this one maybe goes up a little bit tomorrow, and then maybe it comes back down. Okay, but this general area right here is going to be chop fest. Okay, chop, chop, chop. Big choppy area. So if you get close to 234, 233, I would recommend puts on this. Okay. So this is going to be your buy zone, your sell zone. All right, SOXL. All right, SOXL topped out 302. Shooting star. Okay, come down. Hit that monthly support right here. We have a bottoming tail and then a confirmation here. So, but if you can't get back above 180, You get to that area, reject it, it's going to go down more. It's going to go down to 140. 140 isn't my target. I want it to go down to 140. 140 is where it needs to go. But if that doesn't hold, then it goes 132 and 120. So this is a big consolidation zone. This is a big area of distribution. If you can't get past, get back above it, then going down. Okay? Going down. Okay. All right, BA. All right, BA, simple as this. Okay, BA had an inverse head and shoulders right here. All right, it broke out. Okay, it hit what yesterday? It hit 237.50 and then rejected, closed right at the breakout level, and then gapped down, and then we put in a indecision candle. Right, we hit 222.80, and then we hit that 228.66, and we closed right in the middle with the indecision candle. So tomorrow, we're in chop zone. We're in choppy area. Okay, we held the moving averages. So this is telling us whatever direction we get tomorrow is where we're going to go on BA. All right. I think BA still goes higher. Okay, we had our choppiness already, big chop. I think this is just going to be our setup for a potential run up. Okay, just making room. All this chop here finally deserves a little trend. Okay, our RSI holding up. Okay, holding 100. 100, 200, 20, 50, holding all that, indecision. We get back above 228.66 tomorrow, then we should be up above 231.75 by Friday, and ready to run it next week. Okay. Now, if we lose 222.80, then we know, it's no good. Okay. Google today hit the 20 SMA and reversed. We do have a bull flag right above this channel. We broke out of the channel, hit the 50, came back, held the 20 SMA, held above 356.50. If we hold above that, then we will be going towards 385. We'll be going towards 385. Okay, our breakout level is 373. 373. We break 373, we'll be going to 385, 390 area. Okay, as long as we hold above 356.50, we're good. All right. Okay. All right. Some gambling. So DKNG. DraftKings. All right, DraftKings. Okay, been beat up for a while. All right, look at this consolidation. All right, we see this bullish divergence here. Okay, we see that bullish divergence here. We have a squeeze set up on the weekly. All right. All right, and then here we have this consolidation. We popped this consolidation before and we failed. Okay. Now we are attempting to pop it again with a nice bullish divergence and a squeeze. So this is telling us, hey, we tried it before, we failed, tried it again. Okay, if we get it, we go to 31, and then 30, 31, and 31.75, and then 32.60. We need to get above 32.60, and then we could test that 36 area. Okay, I think it's ready to go. It has enough accumulation, squeeze, momentum. I think that zone is ready to go to 36. And then if this goes to 36, pulls back some, and holds that 30, 31, 32 area, comes back, then we'll have a nice inverse head and shoulders setup for a push back to 40, 47. That could be $20 from today. So getting some long-term plays, long-term calls on DraftKings to 40, to 35 and 40. I think those are the plays. Long-term plays to 35 and 40. You can do 36 and 40, or 45 if you want. I think those are the plays. I think this inverse head and shoulders is going to play out. So we already have one shoulder. We have the head. I think we're right about to launch to complete the head. And then once we hit that 36, we're going to pull back to 32. And then from there, we're going to take it off to 40, 45, 47. Okay. That's going to be a good play. The downtrend's already broken. Consolidation is there. Setup is there. Ready to go. I think that plays out. So where does this go? Okay. This goes here. Then it goes here. And then it goes here. Okay. And there will be that inverse head and shoulders. All right. That's what we're playing on. All right. So that's what it looks like. DKNY. I mean DKNY. DKNG. DKNG. So what do those look like? $30 calls for August look good. September 30 calls also look good. What are we going? 30 we're going 36, right? 36. September 35 calls look good. November 30 calls look great, and 35 calls. 37.50 calls look good too. January 40 calls, cheap. January 40 calls cheap. January 30 calls, you can't. I don't think you lose with those. January 15, 2027, 30 calls. They're $3.70, $370. I think those could go to 12. Those could provide 200% on those. I think those could go to $12. So those look good. So if you want to do 40s, you can do 40s. Those look good too. But yeah, just gave you all those ones right there. Okay. And this is a weekly chart. That's why I've been going out longer. Weekly chart. For this week, what do I think we do? I think we could potentially push it to 28.79. So 28.79 on lottos. I'd say 27 and 28. Those two. I don't think anything longer. I don't think we go past 28.79. So that's my target. All right. So you want to get some lottos? There you go. You want to get some longs? There you go. That's for DraftKings. This is gambling. You know, they focus on gambling and online betting. Okay. Okay. So since we're on um, since we're on betting, might as well do Flute too. Flute is a online gambling thing as well. Okay, this one has an inverse head and shoulders pattern. Okay, and it's ready to break out above 115. Okay, we break out of that 115. Targets are 125. Yeah, it's going to be 120, 125. And 130. But our big targets, it's going to be 150. And then 190. Okay. So we see that this is a bottom here. Okay, this consolidation zone here. This is a long-term consolidation zone with the bullish divergence. All right, we see that this stock used to be $300. Okay, it topped out at 300. Okay, right at 300 it topped out. Okay, the norm price right in the middle is going to be 200. Okay, we're at 111. The high was 313. The medium is 200. That's what we're targeting. 191, 195. Okay, so if we get a pushback all the way running up in the next, or this year coming up, or this year that we're in, and goes into next year, we should be heading to 200 or 190, 195. Okay, that's what our bigger target is. So we could potentially move this stock almost 100% of what it is right now if this sets up for a nice push that it looks like it is. So that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good banger right there. It's going to be a good banger. Well, we got that already in the leaps. Okay, we bought leaps today on it. We got some January. What do we get? 130 calls? January 130 calls and January 150 calls maybe. I got a lot of these. And then I got, I think 2028. I got, no, I didn't get that. What did I get? 190, I think. Yeah, I got 190 calls for 2028. So I'm giving myself another year. And they cost me, I think I got them for $10, 10 something. And they're $11 now. But I got them $1 cheaper. But yeah, got some August, I think 120 calls, 125 calls. August 125 calls, and then some July 115 calls. So I think it's ready to go. You know, it's right there. Once it pushes through that, the volume was good today, higher than the last 4 days. Okay, and then if we get big volume, then I think this one could set that big breakout and then push it through. I mean, 150 is not that far from 190. So even though that's our high target, this is our overall yearly target. These are nice targets. All right. So if you want something long term that, you know, looks great, this is a nice play for some leaps. All right, moving on. Okay, TE, T1 Energy. All right, looks like it's holding 7. You're gonna have to keep holding 7, or else it's gonna come back to this gap fill here at 594, and this 200 SMA. Only thing that looks good is this is a bear flag. That bear flag fired, and then this is trying to hold up. But you need to get past this. If you don't get past this, you keep going lower. 735. So you close right at 735. You need to get above 735 or you go lower. And if you could get back above 735, you could go back to 8. And then it cancels out the bear flag that fired. But you're still in tremendous chop. Okay. Broadcom, AVGO, this one is in chop still. It's not out of the chop. Needs to be above 397 to be out of the chop, or below 360. Otherwise, it's just choppy. RSI is trying to get above that 50. That's good, but otherwise, you need above that 415 to be actually out of the trouble zone. Otherwise, choppiness. You're above 20 SMA. That's good, but you're still in this big chop. Okay, it's showing some okay promise, but you're still not out of the deep end. Walmart already did. Coin holding the 20 SMA. Nice little bull flag. Nice little inverse head and shoulders, actually. Looks like it's setting up a little inverse head and shoulders there. So there's the shoulder. Here's the head. Here's the other shoulder. So you need to get, this needs to go back up, and then you need to break that 76, and then you could go 190. So looks good. Looks good if it holds this. Holds that, then target is 176.20 for breakout. Target's 185, 190 after that. This one looks like it's trying, but we need over that 20 SMA. Get over that 20 SMA 105, and then get over that 114, and you're breathing again. You're breathing, and then over that 126, then you're getting healthy again. And you get over 140 to be really out of the slump. Yeah, 140. Then you're back playing healthy again, and then you have a chance to go back to 200. But first, 20 SMA need to get over. Meta's stuck in between rock and a hard place. So 50 SMA and 100 SMA. It's kind of stuck there between those two. It was stuck there yesterday, stuck there today. Okay, it was stuck there 4 days ago. Okay. Still a nice little bull flag on there. Nice little bull flag on there. $20 SMA is acting as resistance. We're back inside this chop here. That's what that is. We're back inside that chop zone. Wow. After all these weeks, we're back inside this chop that we just never gotten out of. Wow. There it is. Back inside this chop. So, yeah, this chop that was a killer. It was in there for, I don't know, a whole month. Looks like it. Yeah, a whole month. Then got back out, then out. Maybe it gets out this time, but right now it's in that chop, and that's a hard place to be because that chop zone is really tough. So, we need to get out of above 626, or you get below 590. But you're stuck in that chop area, and you're in between two solid moving averages. Good thing is RSI is above 50. You know, that's a positive. You know, you still have that bull flag on that 4 hour and the 1 hour. So, you know, it could be a cup and handle to break out, but you got a big road ahead of you. You got 625 resistance, you got downtrend resistance, you got 200 SMA resistance. That's a big wall right here. Big wall. Okay. Oh. All right. Okay. BE is a chop suey. I mean, okay, it was gonna break down here and then decided to rip up, and then it failed. Got back inside the chop zone, and this chop zone has been steadily chopping away. Chopping away. Yep. Nice big breakout. Big nasty reversal. And just in the side of the chop. Okay. 240 to 300. Big chop zone. Bearish divergence. Okay. Still, I favor down still. But chop. Chop, chop, chop. Indecision candle. Indecision candle. Indecision candle. Pure chop. So, I favor down. But it's in the chop. You're below the moving averages here. Okay, you're hitting that lower end of the support at 240, but right above at 274, you have resistance. So you're in a larger area of chop. Okay, you have a little bullish divergence here. Slightly, so, but that just means, you know, you're going to bounce in between 240 and 273, 274. Okay, so I'd be cautious there. It's choppy. Okay, you have a potential to push up, but it's choppy still. Be careful if it's below today's low. If not, you go higher. All right, Marvel. Okay, Marvel's an interesting one. I did this one yesterday. And we had the symmetrical triangle. It broke down. Okay, it gap filled yesterday. And it's holding that monthly support at 230.86. Okay. It doesn't look bad on the weekly. Have that big push, and then we have that. Okay, on the monthly doesn't look bad either. But we are inside month on here. So I don't think this month is gonna do anything. Just like AMD, I don't think this month is gonna do anything. Next month, maybe next month it recovers. Marvel and AMD, maybe next month recovers. We're gonna have to see how this month ends. But I don't think we break any highs on AMD or Marvel. Here, I think it holds here maybe, but I think it's not a buy until next month. I don't think it's a buy until next month. I think it's gonna fluctuate. You know, we have a downtrend here, squeeze firing down, R size below. We're barely holding on here. I think it could go a little lower. But next month, I think, would be the month to buy. Maybe at the end of this month, but right now, I don't think AMD and Marvel are ones to think about getting long, because I think they're both going to pull back more than they already have. GLW. Okay. Pop to 271. Okay, we saw that pop to 271. Now we're back into this consolidation zone. Back in this consolidation zone here. Needs to get back above 199. We do have a pyramid there. Got to get back above 200. Okay. Otherwise, it's going to be in this chop area. We don't want it in that chop area. Okay. But it doesn't look like it wants to drop off anymore. It looks like it's going to hold this chop area. Very good support area right here. Needs above 199.25. Okay, Walmart, Corview already did. Microsoft did. Apple. Okay, Apple. You know, I was looking at Apple today, and I said it doesn't look bad. You know, for a long-term play, it doesn't look bad. You know, let me see. So, Apple, right here, long-term play, doesn't look bad. Has a bull flag here. Okay, it's holding. Okay, it's trending up nicely. No bearish divergence here. Okay, it looks good for a longer term play. Okay, looking at the weekly. Weekly came to the 20, held it, recovered, and it looks good for a longer term play. Think that it could break the all-time highs and go. You know, it has earnings coming up. When, next week? 2 weeks? 2.5 weeks. So it looks good overall, longer term. I like it. For the day, you know, I don't think it breaks. I think it stays in this general area for a little while. I don't think it breaks out before earnings. That would be a red flag. If it breaks out and starts running before earnings, man, that's gonna mean that it's gonna pull back during earnings. I think it's usually how it works, but you got to be careful right here. If it breaks out, cool, you can go with it. But when it comes down to earnings, that's gonna be a hard one. It's gonna be a hard one. It's gonna be a very hard one. Okay. But as of right now, I like it long term as a setup. The monthly, weekly setups, very good, very nice. But overall, if it starts running hard before earnings, and which is at the end of the month, you know, that's gonna be a difficult one. But right now, this is the chop area, so it could stay in this chop area, maybe pull back, and then come back up, and then earnings comes, and then that's gonna be better. But right now, it has a dragon pattern on it, so it could break out, but I'm not really liking the dragon pattern here, because the dragon patterns are supposed to be on a downtrend, and this is more like an uptrend than the dragon pattern hit. This is exactly right here. Right here is the dragon pattern. That's the dragon pattern. But typically, it's on a downtrend. This is uptrend, then dragon pattern. So, not really the biggest fan of that. But I think we chop around. But if you do break out, 330 is your target. ACN for long-term hold. I don't know what this does. Information technology. Cloud stuff. Okay. Well, let's just identify. All right, so it's holding this area right here from where it originated, or maybe, let me see, where did it originate? No, it did not originate from there. Okay. All right, so there's some support here. Better support here. Okay. All right, so we're on a downtrending channel on the monthly. Okay, we're hitting some support right here, 124. Okay, RSI is at, the lowest, or the lowest it's been. Okay, I mean, you could try it here, but there's nothing saying it's bottomed. There's nothing at all that's saying it's bottomed. It is hitting an area of support, but that in itself doesn't mean it's bottomed. Okay, there's no bullish divergence on the higher time frames, the weekly, the daily. We're just hitting an area of support. It's holding. So for now, we're still in an overall downtrend. Maybe this gap gets filled, maybe. But this doesn't say anything it bottomed. But I mean, if you believe in the stock and you want to hold it long term, is it on a discount? Yeah, it's on discount. Does that mean it can't go any more discount? No, it definitely could go more discount. We could see 110. You could see 110. And that would be a bigger discount. But overall, that's a judgment call on you, because nothing on the charts is telling me that it's bottomed and it's ready to be bought. But if you believe in this stock and you have more information than I do about it, and you believe that it's going to be a great play overall, it doesn't matter if it's 137 if you believe it's going to be 300. Whether you buy it at 110 or 130 and you believe it's going to be 300, that's a good play either way. But right now, I don't see anything that says it's bottomed. So to give you my blessing on saying I think this is a solid reversal and a long-term play, I can't do that. It's just a bounce. Choppy did that one, right? Okay, did that. GLW. AOI. Alright, applied. Well, this one looks like it's coming down lower to 102.88. unless it can get back above 127.50, but it looks like it's not. Yeah, it looks like it's not. Looks like it's going lower. Our side's still trickling down. 36. Still going down. 102 needs a bounce. 103, 102 needs a bounce. Otherwise, this one's still weak. Still weakness. Big weakness. Big weakness. Dram. So just like Scandis, just like MU, this has this has a Head and Shoulders. This has a Head and Shoulders forming, so this one might pop up to 66 or 68, maybe even 70. But it should reject and then head down, and the targets would be 47, 46. $53. 42. Okay. SoFi consolidation still. Said it before. SoFi, I like long term here, but I like it better above 20. Right here, you know, it's y'all's consolidation sideways. Just don't get it drop below 16.50, and you want it above 20. But here it's just consolidation. ONDS dropping off below 9, no good. 20 SMA closed over all moving averages. 50 crossover 200. 50 crossover 100. It's about to cross over 200. Yeah, it's not. You're getting a little divergence here. But is it enough? I don't know. These moving averages are falling hard. Moving averages are falling hard. Moving averages falling hard. You have some support right here. If you lose that, so you got some support at 720, 730. Okay, you got a little divergence here forming. Okay, you need if you drop 6, then 5. But if you pop it, you got your moving average here, 850 resistance, and you got to get above 9. If you can't get above 9, then This one's no good at all. Allstate, it's good. It's going. It's going to continue going. It's a major breakout. Major breakout. Yeah, it's just broke out. So, broke out. Squeeze hasn't even fired yet. This one just getting started. This one just getting started. I'm expecting 300. 300. So 50 more points. Then we could start talking about if it's healthy. Right now, gap filled. Okay, ready to go higher. Allstate solid. Allstate solid. PGR, same thing. Same thing. Gap filled, solid. So you continue higher. This one just started as well. Broke the downtrend, got out of this consolidation. Back tested the consolidation, is going. Okay. Look at that. Downtrend broke, consolidation broke. This one hitting the 100 SMA. Once it's over that 240, shoot, we're going back to 300. So another one. Both of these are going to 300. Squeeze, this one, squeeze fired, RSI above. This one looks great. Okay, looks great. If it does pull back, it's a buy. Any pullback on this is a buy. This is a buy the dip stock. Buy the dip on all of, on ALL and PGR. Buy the dip. SMR. SMR. Still in this gray area? No, it's been going slow, right? Down and slow. Consolidating here. We did break that low here. We still have this bullish divergence here on that weekly. We're still in this consolidation. This consolidation is still in, we're still in the zone. Okay, we're still in the zone. Unless we're out of that zone, you know, I'm still gonna say we're just in the zone. Okay, we're in the zone. Okay, of course we want it back over 9. We want it back over 11, but we're still in the overall zone. So, still holding long-term plays. There's no reason for it to be selling off right now. So I think this is all just a larger amount of chop. Larger amount of chop. It'll come back. Just consolidation. Nothing too crazy. Consolidation. It'll be back up. Be back up here. Can chop around until earnings, which is 8.5. And then that's going to be the big determination. Is it going to take off? Is it not? Thought would suddenly take off right here. We did. But, you know, did not decide I wanted to do that. So, it's a long-term play. You can hold it long. Okay. Okay, SpaceX. SpaceX is trying to hold that 148.96. Okay, this low here is 147. It's holding that at least. Okay, if it breaks down, if it doesn't hold that, we go 126, 67, and 100. 99.75. Okay. If it does hold this, then you know this is the bottom and it pops back up. Okay. And that's it. Amazon. Amazon consolidation. Looks like a potential inverse head and shoulders setting up. So, you got one shoulder, got the head, and forming the right shoulder here. Got a squeeze on it with the RSI right at 50. So that could set up really nicely for inverse head and shoulders and set up to push. So watch that. Watch it. Break is above 250. Target would be 260, 265. Meta already did. Coin already did. CVX. CVX, big day yesterday and today. Got over its 20 SMA. Okay, made an indecision candle today. Right when RSI is right at 50. So indecision candle, that tells us tomorrow, whatever direction it is going to go. So, watch out for that. Above today's high is bullish. Below today's low is bearish. Here we have a reversal. We have confirmation here. We should be heading towards this downtrend again at like 180. Yeah, 180, 183. We should be heading that way. All right, MP. MP's holding strong right here at that 52. Bullish engulfing. Nice volume. Okay. Should follow through tomorrow. And head back to 55. Head back to 55, 56. Okay, get back in there and start heading higher. Okay. QQQ already did. Walmart already did. All right. Tesla already did. Intel already did. DRAM, I think I did. Did I? Yep, DRAM I did. NVIDIA. Okay. NVIDIA. Today we broke the downtrend on NVIDIA. We double bottomed on that 200 SMA, broke the downtrend, got above the 20 SMA. RSI is poking its head above 50. Okay. Volume was good. It was about almost 100%. We have a gap fill right here. We have a gap fill right at 207.70. Okay. And then we have our 50 SMA right there. Okay. So right now, it looks like we're breaking out of this downtrend. Okay. And it looks like it's going to follow through. That's fine. We had that before and it came back in. Okay. We could have a big sell-off again tomorrow. NVIDIA is one of those like that. So right now it looks like it's bottom, and yeah, we could see that, but we need to see some follow through. I need to see some follow through at least. NVIDIA is one of those ones that I just don't trust anymore with how it behaves. So we could gap up and hit that gap fill, and then we could sell off. Okay, so for right now it looks good, but keep your guard up. That's all I gotta say. Keep your guard up. All right, we have this sideways consolidation pop up. Okay, all that looks good. Looks good. Consolidation above. All that looks fine. It looks like it's building a bull flag to hit that 207 and maybe that 213. Okay. All in all, that it looks good. Looks good. Consolidation sideways good. Breakout is good. RSI is good. Bull flag's good. 207.50 should be next. All right. All right. DDOG. This one's been wild, right? Let's go clear that out. Let's see, clear drawings. Okay. All right, DDOG. All right, consolidation broke out. All right, now here we are. We got indecision candle here and this candle here. Now this candle is an iffy candle. It's a monthly candle, so this could easily sell back down. It's not that far away. 249, 20 bucks or 10 bucks. So easy, easy, cautious with that. This bull flag, I saw it on the daily, and it looks so wompy to me. Doesn't mean it can't break out, but I would just be cautious with it. Be very cautious with it. Okay. If it breaks out, target. Okay. Okay. So here we got a bull flag inside a bull flag. All right, so I think this is overall larger consolidation. If this bull flag fires, cool. It's gonna fire, break that 278.71. You know, nice solid number 300 would be the goal. But if not, this consolidates, and then you're gonna have a larger consolidation. Looking at the monthly chart on how the price action is, I don't think it's gonna break out. But it very well be doing a breakout. But on the monthly, it's looking like it wants to consolidate and form a monthly bull flag, and that's going to take a little bit longer. But if this one breaks out here, you got 280 and then 300, 325. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin here. We got that bullish divergence still right there. Bullish divergence. We got a little cup here. You know, we're losing that 20 SMA here. Okay, it needs to get back over. We got close to that 50. And we got to get back over that 20 SMA. Got to get back over that 6,300. But overall, it just looks like it's consolidating sideways. We need to get past 6,500 and away from it, back to 70, and then we could be in a better hands. Right here, chopping around, we could easily break this divergence and continue to drop. But looking at coin and everything, they look good. So Bitcoin, hold it up. Needs to stay above that 20 SMA. We want to see that. Okay. No, Microsoft breaks below 381.70. No, I won't be closing all positions. That's not at all. That's not at all necessary. Microsoft below 381. No. Microsoft could go down to 375 and still be completely fine. There's nothing wrong with 381. All right. All right, guys. That's all I got for you guys today. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys next week.